recording. And I'm so happy now that I know that I can go to Barichara, touch the doors, and maybe to find out my power and my talent. So I'm even more excited to go to Barichara now because as he told me, it was not possible, but now Oscar is saying that it's possible. I'm gonna take Oscar's. I really love you, Ceci, but now I decided to take Oscar's answers as as my truth possibility to touch doors and find out my gift. So let's see. No, it's gonna be wonderful. I'm not sure if all of you had watched the movie, the cartoon from Disney World called Encanto. I'm not sure how it is called in English, right? And this is based on many of the aspects and landscaping. It was inspired by the Chara. So when we think about going and seeing the backstage that Maritza was just sharing with us, it's just wonderful to make the intention and aspiration that we can be maybe face to face there. And knowing that there is a whole mystic, not just mystic, but like very good connection with the ancestors' beliefs and also the cultural background, which is still kind of remaining on that space. So I think it's going to be very beautiful to be in that space, nurturing love, seeing each other's face. And sure, we still need to work on a lot. We haven't really raised all the budget yet, but it's always good to be on this situation and that possibility to be on that space. Hi, Soleil, good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry for being a bit late.
That's okay. We're just talking and sharing our intention, aspiration to go to Barichara. So we haven't had all the budget established and raised, neither the funds, but we're looking for and being very optimistic for that. So, and Maritza was just sharing with us the part of the landscaping that she has in her back. See in her photo. So we're just getting inspired by that. And now I just found out from Oscar that yes, I can touch the doors and maybe I can find my gift. Have you watched Encanto? Soleil, have you watched Encanto?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't understand if you were asking me. Yes, I did. Yeah, so lovely.
So that's what we're talking, but it would be good to now to have our check-in. Marcelo, can you help me with the check-in today?
Well, buenas noches. Hola a todos, a todas. Eu não estava preparado para...
Hello, everyone. I'm not prepared. I was not prepared to do the check-in, but I will do it, of course. I would like to invite you to a moment of reconnection with the things we created or you gave our energy to during the last weeks, to this project that we managed together, where we meet lots of wisdom, effort, and inspiration, lots of emotions, which has a very spiritual component as well, and a real trust on the process. There is a space of confidence and generosity here, and lots of love. It's an invitation that I do. If you want to close your eyes for a second and reconnect with yourself, with your body, with all the emotions that you experiment right now, and looking exactly in your body for that point that would you like to dwell for a moment with closed eyes. Try to reconnect with the sense of gratitude for this period of learning with lots of effort, and to connect with that feeling for a couple of minutes. If you want to breathe deeply and concentrate yourself on on breathing in, breathing out. I'm finding the rhythm on it.
Conocer ahora este espacio de ritmo, de este punto en tu cuerpo y quedarse en este punto. Un minuto.
Just enjoy this connection for a minute or two.
Y ahora invitarlos, si quieren, para
Now I invite you
una conexión con algo muy precioso, profundo en
to
ti.
connect with something deep and precious
Y hacer esa conexión
in you,
algo que esta representación del amor, de algo
something that is a
que
representation of love and which has a high value for you personally.
este momento
Now I
presente.
ask you to slowly come back to the present, open your eyes, stretch your body, and slowly returning to the space where we are right now. To make a spontaneous message on your shoulders, put a big smile on your face.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidas.
Be welcome to this
Perdón mi
meeting.
español, pero
Sorry for my
gusto de
Spanish,
Bolognese.
but I wanted to try to do it in Spanish.
Qué bonitas.
Beautiful,
Grata,
Mari. Welcome, girls. Thank you, Marcelo. It's important to stretch a bit.
I would like to actually really appreciate all the efforts and bringing the content that Marcelo said and having that inspiration. I think it's so beautiful to see the kids because it's most of the things that I do in my life is actually thinking about them and doing whatever I do today, thinking a better future for them. So it's so good to have them in the meeting. And yes, that's so cute. And thinking and loving and caring about the new generations and having them present together with us is just a great gift. So thank you so much, Mari, for bringing them together with us. And if they feel like talking or saying something, please do. If they feel like saying something, it's okay.
Deu que te deve? Deu que te deve? Deu? Te ajudar? Elas estão com vergonha.
They're
Essa aqui,
shy.
o nome dela é Ichacu,
This one is called
que
Ichaku.
significado em português
The meaning
é
in
o
Portuguese
café da
is
manhã.
the
E
morning's
essa daqui
dew.
é a Ivaí,
And this one is
minha filha
Ivai,
Ivi. E o
my
significado do
godchild.
nome dela
And the
é
meaning of her
árvore com
name
frutos.
is
Ela
a tree that gives good
a mãe
fruit.
dela está fazendo
And so I was here, and their mother is preparing the food for the students, and they came close to me, so I'm showing them off here.
Fazendo já parte dessa jornada, Mari, muito
They're
lindo.
already part of the journey, all right,
Lindas,
with
então,
us.
né?
Beautiful girls,
Que delícia. E que bom que elas
wonderful,
gostam, né?
and wonderful that they speak Guarani,
Trazendo
indigenous
pra gente a
language,
beleza da
bringing
nossa
to
cultura e
us
da nossa
this
língua.
beauty of your language.
So I would like to start saying that I would like to honor Beth, Ashley, and all the team who has written the report and also who has recorded, and I think it's a time to celebrate because what it was done, it was such a great gift and bliss. And I know it was the first round to finish our final report for the first due date, but we still have time to accomplish and add some other things that we could be using. So I'm very happy for all the efforts and works that we are doing, not just for the report, but mainly for co-creating the space for accomplishing new challenges and new things that we know that it's possible to make the changes, not just individually, but also for Latin America. So also for the efforts that we had building up Barichara's Barichara's experience that we are having with Ceci, Lorenza, Mateos, also having with Oscar, so many things, beautiful things happening. And also for Sole giving us the support, also Oscar for sending and giving us some content and this caring space for us to feel safe enough to build this collective video who's being produced. It's not finished yet. Okay, Sole, but we are working we're working hard on that. And never forgetting about Ana and Maritza and Carolina, who are actually the key pillars for having this togetherness, that we're being able to be, express, and just to be ourselves in our more real and genuine way, being able to talk about our own language when it's needed, in the way that we can express ourselves towards something that is needed. So thank you so much for everyone. Marcelo, would you like to repeat the question so we can start?
You mean our nossa questão para pequenas salas, é isso?
Our
Marcelo?
issue, what do you mean, for the rooms?
Agora falar em português.
Right, so I'll speak Portuguese now then.
Convidar vocês
I'd like to invite you
irmos em pequenas salas,
to go into
3
small
pessoas por sala.
breakout rooms, 2 people at a time. Let's see if we can do that. We are in how many people? Let's see,
Estamos em 9 pessoas.
9 people.
Fazer
So we can
uma sala com 3 pessoas
do 1 room
e
with 3
3
people
salas com 2 pessoas.
and 3 rooms with 2
Ana
people. I'll ask
fazer essa
Anna
seleção, Ana, e talvez
to sort
colocar
everyone
na sala
and to put
de língua inglesa, né?
in the
Eu
English
posso ir lá
room.
com a Beth.
I can be with,
Pode fazer a Beth e a Soli, né?
well, it can be Beth and
Numa
Solly, I
sala, e eu
think, in
posso
one room, and I can
estar numa outra sala,
be in
né?
some other room,
E
right?
aí a gente
And then
aí a gente faz essa combinação
we can do
portunholística, né?
that,
Portunhol nas
like
outras,
Portugal
acho que
in the
vai
other
bem,
rooms.
né?
I think we can do that, right?
Então, a pergunta
Okay, so the question
pra
is,
gente, pra guiar o nosso... Eu vou colocar aqui no chat as perguntas, vamos ver.
I'll put it on the chat
Aqui, já coloquei, vou ler para vocês aqui.
and I'll
Então, a
read
pergunta
that
pra
to
gente
you.
trabalhar nas salas
So the question for
tempo,
us
então, pra
to work
fazer
on,
aquilo que o nosso
uh,
significado dos esforços
we can
desses
have some time
dias,
to
das últimas
bring our
semanas,
efforts,
e aquilo
our
que
thoughts about what we did
cada
last
de
week,
nós, né, significa uma
last week, few weeks,
intensidade
is what to
dessa
each of us
ação,
means
desse sentido,
to
pra
have this
cada um
intensity of
vai
action
nesse
and meaning.
caminho, né,
So that's what I mean with that
que eu
question.
percebi, senti
What did I
mais
notice? What did I
intenso que eu
feel
gostaria de compartilhar
that was most
nesses
intense and that I would like to share
nesses
from
últimos dias,
the
dessas últimas
past
semanas,
few days or
relativo, né,
weeks
nesse
that
contexto do que a gente tem
has to
feito
do with this
agora, né?
context of what we're
Então,
doing.
e convidar vocês para
So I'd like to
a
invite
gente
you.
vamos pensar no tempo, Mi, quanto tempo que você
Let's see,
acha que
how long do you
colocar a
think,
sala?
Michele?
10 minutinhos?
10 minutes?
É isso?
Yeah.
Fazer então,
All right,
pode
so
ser na salas de 10 minutos, então.
we
Aí em 10
can do
minutos a
that.
gente
10
ter esse
minutes,
diálogo, né? E aí
and then we come back.
ter tempo, né? Tempo para cada poder trazer
So there's
o
time
seu sentido, o seu significado
for everyone to share
dessa intensidade, né?
the meaning of this intensity of the last few days and weeks. Okay?
Então tá bom. Daí a gente
Right. And then we
Ceci has a question, Marcelo.
repetir a questão? Eu coloquei no chat também.
I put the question on the
Would
chat.
you like to say something?
Quer dizer
Sí,
agora,
creo que
César?
me perdí un poco en cuanto a la
I got lost a bit
texto de la pregunta.
about the context of the question.
O sea, ¿cómo se marca en qué espacio?
What is the frame of this question? Is the work we have done or what? I got a little bit lost. The question relates to what exactly? We are talking about this effort that we did collectively in the last days, in the last weeks, And the question is, what is the meaning that arises from this collective effort, but personally? In this context of work that we did collectively.
Right, Anna, so whenever you're ready.
I understand. Ana took us out.
We were almost concluding, but we had a good chat.
Yes, it was wonderful. Go ahead, Marcelo.
Então, a gente podia agora trazer um pouco dessa intensidade e esse espaço agora de ouvir vozes, né, nossas próprias vozes, e aqui
Everyone's
parece ser mais
voices.
intenso depois desse momento de
What seems to be more intense
Então, convidar vocês
to
pra
us. So I'd like to
trazer
invite you so that we
essa
can
intensidade juntos agora.
bring this intensity
Então,
here.
espaço aberto por
So it's an open
pode ser
space.
15 minutos, pode ser um pouquinho mais, um pouquinho menos, depende do que
Can be a
for
bit more or
mais
less,
intenso
depending
pra
on what's
gente
more intense
compartilhar.
now
Então,
for us to
é
share.
só abrir o microfone e
So you can
trazer
just open your mic
essa
and
talvez
say
intenso em mim e nos outros também, né?
what
Não estamos em
you
muitos, então a gente
will.
vai
You're not
trabalhar
many,
um
so
pouco
we
isso.
can work on that a bit.
15 minutos total, né? Não
15
é
minutes
cada um.
total, right?
15 minutos total, sim.
Yeah,
Dependendo, a gente
15 minutes
aumenta um
total.
pouquinho mais.
Maybe it can be a bit a bit more.
Who
would like to begin?
start? And then-
I would like to start, Ceci says. We were talking about the feelings, the sensations we had. I was sharing that I am very much into intense rhythms. I work quickly, and here, well, I got mixed up. Well, I would like to say first that I felt that there was lots to do, lots of meetings. And since I have other activities on my community, I had a feeling that I was not able to manage. But my feeling, and I recognize this, I live in an accelerated rhythm. And this space has given me contention, and has taught me that I have to trust that every dynamic has its own rhythm, and I have to learn to trust that. I have to learn also that this flow of energy also come from the flow of love, and I have the sensation that I have to learn that. I like very much an image that Marcelo uses, like I'm paragliding, that I'm descending, but the paragliding is not yet open. I'm falling in free fall now. That's my sensation. We also thought with Mateus, says Oscar, with Mari, and the common issue we mentioned was time. And we were also making a wonderful comparison to the time, human times and the times of, for example, a tree. Our life is very short compared to that life of a tree. So we have to work fast to put seeds on the children's hearts to see that flourish. Mateus was also talking about the hectic of the rhythm of his activities, and I feel in between that feelings that we have this pulsion to do lots of things, and we have just so few a time to do that. So we have to learn to enjoy each step, the things we do, and also learn from from trees, for example, not to be always in a hurry, to learn to do of life a more conscious process, so that everything we do here may give meaning to life. Well, I don't know if Mari or Matheus would like to complement what I've just said.
I think that's exactly what Oscar said.
Na realidade, a melhor coisa da vida é
Actually,
viver.
the best thing in life is to live
Viver o presente, viver o
the
aqui e
present,
agora,
to live the here and now, to
que
live.
se a gente ficar pensando muito
If
lá na
we
frente
keep
também, a gente
thinking
tá
too
cansado.
much about the
Pensando
future,
atrás
we
já
will be
foi,
anxious.
tá?
And if we think
Viver
about the
hoje,
past, it's already in the
está
past. So we
com
should
os
live
problemas
today.
agora do
Pay
hoje, do
attention
presente,
to the
acho que
details of
isso
today and the gifts that we
o
have
nome do
today.
presente
And
é
I think that's
presente,
why the
viver o
name
presente,
present
tá
is
vivendo
present,
esse
because it's a
momento,
gift.
é presente de vida.
It's a gift from God to be able to
Aqui,
live
aproveitar
and be here and
e
enjoy
estar com as pessoas que a gente ama,
and be with
conhecer
the people we
pessoas
love
e
and to get to know people,
respirar e ouvir
to
a
breathe,
natureza, ouvir
listen
pássaro,
to the
perceber as
nature,
coisas. Isso é a melhor
hear the
coisa do
nature,
mundo.
and see the birds. And this is
E
the best thing there
às
is.
vezes o sistema
Sometimes
engole
the
a gente com
system
tanta coisa que a gente
kind of
tem que
swallows
fazer.
us because there's so much to do.
E esses dias atrás eu também
These
estava
days,
assim.
I was like
Mas
that too.
daí,
But
como
then,
eu comentei, né?
as I
Comecei,
said,
estava caminhando, né?
I was
Na
walking
Cagua.
in a
E
Kaigu,
comecei
in
a
the
olhar para
village,
as árvores.
and I
Eu
started
não
looking at
falo
the
com elas,
trees and I speak to
eu não
them,
falo com as árvores.
I
Aí
speak
eu
to the
olhei para
trees.
ela, poxa,
And then I
a
looked
vida
at
para
them and I
você
said,
é um
I
piscar
mean,
de olhos.
my life to you is
Eu
just the
vou
blink of an eye,
embora
right?
e você
I
ainda
will
vai
leave
vir.
and you will linger. You will
E
stay
eu
here.
falei, não tem que arranjar. Eu falei,
And I
tem,
said,
só que
no,
as
I
crianças
need
que aprender a cuidar daquilo
to
ali. Porque isso
teach
não
the
é
children
meu,
to take
né?
care of everything
É,
because
é
none of this
minha
is
posse
mine.
daquilo, eu só estou
I don't own
cuidando
anything. I'm just taking
brevemente
care
daquilo,
of things for a
breve.
while.
Então é isso, acho que
So yeah,
só comentário.
just a
Aí, se o
comment.
Matheus quiser falar alguma
If
coisa também.
Mateus would like to add to that, feel free. Hi everyone. I think Oscar and Marilene said it all. We were trying to describe how it is to be in the middle of chaos, and at the same time, we should remember that we have other things to live. And then Oscar also spoke very well. Mari also said it very well. I think things have been said. Thank you for the chat.
I was thinking Soleil could report. She summed it up so very nicely when we were on the call. I shared and then Michelle shared and then Soleil like wrapped it all up like she does in her magical, beautiful way.
You're nice. No, I just felt really, I don't know what's the word in English, content for listening to Beth and Michelle on their experiences, just witnessing it a little bit from far, but from supporting some of the sessions, not the ones in the last week, but the previous weeks, and reading a bit a report draft and seeing the hard work of all of you a little bit by distance. But I think what they did so well in our session was with different words, they both said how prosociality has been 100% of the time lived in this group. And by that means, you know, love, thinking about each other, you know, all the different values, you know, we can use the technical terms or we can use the common words.
Mhm.
But that was lived throughout all the spaces. And it's not that you just learned it with some documents, you lived it. I think that is a really big difference. And you didn't live it in a little project that each one of you did. You lived it in how you conduct every little thing, the sessions, the report, the hard work in all your meetings to prepare for things. So, you know, I find really interesting when Ceci highlighted something about time, and then Oscar and Marilene and Mateus as well, and the time of present and the pace of the time of presence and love, and the comfort of working with people who believe in the same things, but they also live it. So that was a bit the conversation with Beth and Michelle, that you believe in certain things, but you also live it, and you work really hard, for example, to put a report together, not just one person. And my main conclusion was that there you have kind of the little sample of gold from your work, because you were able to do that in every step of the project, not just at the beginning or in the middle. You've done it throughout, so it is really your DNA. And I think that's amazing, because it's transcending what somebody once dreamed and wrote in some document. Yeah, hopefully the video and the report will make justice to share that. But I think I just was really glad to hear how Beth and Michelle describe their feelings in that intensity of work, but it's still these feelings of love and sharing and respect, and, you know, every qualifier that you want to add to prosociality.
I had this feeling of intensity as we have different dimensions working together, you know, like this activity dimension where we put lots of energy, and we decide to work long hours to make things happen. And this is so beautiful when we see this supported by other people, and we've got this movement of going through this very concrete energy of writing and checking videos and putting the reports in a very beautiful way, as Beth lead this process. So I think this is wonderful. This dimension is wonderful, but there is another dimension that for me is very beautiful as well. This more spiritual dimension where we can find this heart connection where there's no barrier, no difficulty, and we actually feel very comfortable in freedom of doing things. And I think this is very prosocial also, this dimension. And so we don't need to avoid anything. There is no fear. And I think we also have that dimension together with the other, you know. I think that's why we can do things together in that intention and with this intensivity together. Yeah.
Just for the others, no, Michelle said something really special, which is how wonderful would be a world where every interaction would be like this. Every project, every work, every institution working for others would be like this. And, you know, I think is the best vision for the world, really, if we could all be like this in every moment of our lives and see others emulating this.
Yeah. Thanks. And what about you, Lorenza? And for you?
Yo les puedo compartir
I can
que
share with you that
les comentaba de mi sensación de que me daba cuenta que estaba
I realized that I was very much involved in the project, though I have many other commitments, social, academical, I put always on a high priority to do what we agree upon, just to finish the possibility of our video, our trip to Barichara, and I experienced that as a real compromise with the group. And I also feel that here fear somehow disappears because I have contention of others next to me, behind me, because I have the feeling that we are going to manage that collectively, and that we are going to manage that finally, with pressure, without pressure, but finally manage what we want to do.
Michele?
No creo que es tan bonito pensar esto. No estaba pensando como esto, Lorenza, pero me encantó.
I liked a lot, Lorenza, to imagine a world where people don't have fear to do what they think is necessary to do, what they consider necessary to do. In our thoughts, it was something in that direction. To feel that I have the opportunity to live with you, this space of freedom without fear. And hoping that other people have the opportunity to do what they want to do, what connects with their hearts, not only study, work, but to live in a context which is secure, has quality of life, and it's possible to live well. I feel very privileged and honored to have the opportunity to experience that with you, that here in this life, and that I have this chance to experience that with you, what is possible for us as a humanity to do. I like always this feeling that we manage to do what we want to do, that we manage time, that that somehow think on the time of nature, because there is this energy that assists us as well, which is also essential to us. And that also teaches us that the way they communicate and all those invisible things that we perceive, and that we perceive that this connection is real. And Ceci just commented on a book about that. And I just happened to have that book, and I will check that, what she recommended through that book as well. So the reality that we share is an experience of something which is meaningful for me in the sense of what we are as mankind.
But is there anybody else to speak?
Não sei se Maritza, Ana, Carol, se quiserem colocar no chat.
I don't know if Ana, Maritza, and Carol would like to put on the chat this intensity that you experienced with us. If it's comfortable for you now to put on the chat, it would be wonderful to hear from you. Or you can open the mic as well and say it, but I think sometimes that's hard, this moment.
If you would like to speak, it's okay. I know, because when you speak in Portuguese, Carolina translates to English, and then Maritza gets the content. So to find always a time to share and do it in happiness. Oh, thank you, Maritza. Yeah. So Carol, if you feel comfortable, just write in the chat, and Anna, if you're there, please feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, just share with us in the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we have another step of putting action, and there are so many things we're still working on it. I would like to open up Beth. If is there anything that we could? Oh, Carol is saying that she needs to think. But yes, inspiration always. Inspired always. You always inspire me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carol. So if you would like to bring Beth, we have a couple of activities now going to our co-work and our collaboration aspect. So Oscar, I'm gonna call you in a few minutes to see how is the video content, to make sure if everybody, what it's needed and what types of efforts that we need still help you with that, and about the dates. We have with Beth a little bit about the content of the report, so she can give us a feedback how it is. And Beth, if you could let us know the new dates that we have to upload or do something else, and then I can give you an overview about after all, how we're going to communicate that beyond just the document itself, but we are thinking about doing that landing page that Soleil has recommended as a suggestion, and also having a design, web design and design of the final report. So it's going to be good, and we're going to have that in 3 languages. So then we are going to be able to share with all of our communities what is being done and what actually we are putting as a seed to what we were expecting to do forward at the same time. We also have some of the ideas that we wrote about Barichara experience, and then we would like to share a little bit with all of you, but also some opportunities that we have for the due dates for Thinking Foundation for extra funds for 2024 project related to kids that we had talked in a couple of meetings ago. So I'm going to open now for you. So Beth, is it okay to just give you an overview? How was the report? What else we can do and add? And then if anybody has any questions, please open your hands, raise your hand, open your mics, and then we can actually share and bring it up and make this really alive. Yes, Marcelo?
I'm going to share with you a mural where we can find this this space now. So you could offer something else you think it's important now. So I'm going to just to show you. So we are going to talk a bit about our action, short, medium, and long term. So we've got lots of things to talk now. And so this could be about our learning journey, planning, the Barichara event, funding issues, our collective video, some information about payments, and also our planning for final interviews and so on. So feel free to go there and put other post-its and things you would like to say and share in this perspective, you know, short, medium, and long-term action we want to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to put the Miro board, share the link, so you can go there and put other post-its.
Thank you, Marcelo. Soleil, did you have something you wanted to say before I provide?
No, I would just say that what Michelle explained about the landing page and all of that, I would put a name to that, whatever you guys want. It can be, I normally call this dissemination, but it's a boring word. But it's basically, call it whatever you want, but what are you going to do with all these golden nuggets that you piled up? And you are creating this page in the 3 languages. And so maybe it's not something you'll discuss today, but it would be nice to add it as a post-it, because it's how are you going to share that later on, and the actions around sharing, basically all the results.
Okay, so we've got now this space for sharing and listening and also planning. And now we've got maybe 40 minutes to do that. And lots of things to say, you know. And maybe Michelle, what's the best first step for us?
I'll open up for Beth so she can share a little bit about the final reports. And then after we can just go to the next ones.
Okay, yes, this won't take very long, Marcelo. I wanted to start off with saying thank you so much for everybody's contributions and everybody's work. And I think it was a pretty great collaborative effort to get the report put together. I put a link in the chat to the final preliminary report. Like Michelle said, we still have some more time to add content to the report, and then we can resubmit it to TWCF. I think we have until just the end of July, and I need to confirm that. I think we have until the end of July to submit a revised final report, and that will include the interviews. So we have the final interviews, and that'll include more information on your projects, more outcomes, more outputs, some more golden nuggets from the work that you all had done in the past that we ran out of time to put into the report, so we can still make refinements. Let's see what else. I'm not sure if anyone wants to see this, but this is the final. Oh, Michelle, you're not able to access?
Yes, no, I was going to say, because you have to have a Prosocial account. So yeah, if you share the Google Doc.
Okay, I'll update that right now. Or as soon as I'm done explaining what this one link is about, the one that I just sent. That's the portal. That's the document that we submitted to TWCF. This is that template that I thought was going to be really short, and it is quite short in comparison to the report, but it's mostly the same content, just different order. So we have 1 month left to, and I will confirm, but I'm almost positive we have 1 more month to finish the additions to the report. And let's see, what else did you want me to talk about, Michelle? I think we were going to wait to talk about the Tinker Foundation, that funding opportunity for a little bit, yes? Okay. Did anyone have any questions or any comments yet?
I think if you could add the other Google Drive link, which we have the longer report, so they can have an idea about the long version.
Okay.
Because that PDF one, we cannot. I think, but thank you so much, Beth. And another thing I think it's important. So it's July 30th, right?
Yes.
I have a question. Is that, we have our interviews, final interviews for the clusters. So we have July 30th, our deadline for this report, to add anything that we think it could be added. We have the interviews for clusters. I just need to double check with you. Are we gonna need to have those interviews in July?
What did we originally have scheduled? I think we
have one for August. So I think we need to just let everybody know that we need to anticipate one date. Our main idea, just to have an overview, guys, everybody, formally, we have our meetings until July. So now we're cleaning up the meetings, and we have 5, the ecosystem dialogue, and the 19th, if I'm not wrong. Marcelo, please double check. And then we're gonna have the interviews that was meant to be in June. We're gonna reschedule because those dates are not updated, but we're gonna have the update dates in this month of July, considering that we have by July 30th. For us, we have 2 extra meetings that might happen in August, just every 2 weeks until we have finished, and hopefully September we're going to be all together in Barichara. So just to keep on having this rhythm of this project, and then I just need to double check all the funds and everything so we can have the interpreters, because this was not considered at that moment, but hopefully I'll manage that. Then we're gonna have 2 formal meetings in August and 2 formal meetings here. For the co-facilitators, we have some extra ones because we have the co-creation and some other projects they're running are related to this whole program. So this month we just need to reschedule those interviews, and those are all informations that is gonna be important and needed for our final report. Is that right, Beth?
I want to confirm with Ashley the date, because as you know, there was some confusion and some back and forth there for a little bit, and I just want to make sure that that is the date, so we don't
Okay.
so we don't reschedule interviews or anything yet. I will let you know, maybe by the end of this call. I'll reach out to Ashley. Is that okay?
All right, perfect. Then you can send to us. Thank you.
Sure.
So I'll put it at July 30th for now, but we need it. It's going to be confirmed. Okay. Perfect. There is another topic that I think is really important. It's related to payments of the funds of the organizations who were approved to get the fund. I just would like to know if everybody had a chance to send their documents. I know Mari hasn't yet, but is anybody else needing any support or assistance to get that payment of $1,000? Or is all okay? Ceci, I thought it was okay. Oscar? Mira, Oscar. I know. Mateos, I'm gonna take all this money for me. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I know we have a lot of struggle for Colombia. Sole, do you have any experience with sending money for Colombia organizations?
I don't, but I'm sure it's much easier than sending it to Argentina or Venezuela. So you are not going to have so many problems in terms of so many controls in sending money to charities and issues with currency exchange. I've never had problems in that sense with Colombia. I think what you need to check with you guys is if you need to send it to a personal account or to an organizational account, because that will depend on the accounting that they need to do in Colombia. That is it's really different for each country, so there is not like one size fits all. Oscar, no sé, estaba diciendo que, por ejemplo, que les tendrán que preguntar a
Oscar,
ustedes si es más fácil o
we will need to ask you what is easiest to receive the money, either in a personal account or an institutional organization, and that's a very specific issue to each country, so we need to sort out that. I never had problems with Colombia, Sole said, but I'm not always was in charge of sending the money, so I don't know exactly.
Déjame checar. Ceci, ¿has recibido tú en PayPal o su
No,
cuenta corriente?
algo que me dijo Ashley, lo que pasa es que acabo de recoger mi computador, entonces no había podido hacer nada de eso. Ella lo que me había escrito era que intentáramos hacerlo por mi cuenta personal, porque yo no tengo cuenta.
I was checking with Ashley if we could
Si no era posible,
to do it to my personal account.
Entonces vamos a hacerle esto, Oscar, se vale para también vamos a ver cómo Ceci va
We are
suceder.
going to see how
Y vamos a hacer el mismo
to
camino,
transfer the
Marilena,
monies
contigo, con el
with
aprendizaje que vamos a tener
Ceci, and then we will try the same path with Oscar.
Cosas que Colombia está como un desafío un poco más grande. Para Marilene es la traducción que tengo que tener más tiempo, o Carolina, si puede ayudarme para solamente.
And for Marilene, we were talking about the necessity of having a little bit more time. Lorenz, yours is all okay? I haven't received the funds, but I haven't completed the forms. I have to get over it.
Si todos podemos hacerlo hasta este mes, por favor,
So if
para recibir sus
each
cuentas.
of the organizations here are invited to do that
Entonces, esto está bien, vamos a
this
hacer
month,
como hasta
please
julio
solve
30
this
tengamos
problem.
todos los recibos.
So the deadline to finish all the paperwork to receive the funds is the end of this month.
Para sacar y tener los fondos como de este proyecto finalizados después. Perfecto. Ahora, video colectivo. Sí, Beth.
August 22nd.
Mucho mejor. Sí,
Yes.
yo he creído que estaba como así. I thought it was like that. August 22nd. I thought it was August, but okay. Okay, so let's have, for our landing page where we're going to share our results, we're going to have the final report, which we have the interviews, we have the collective video, right? So I just would like to double check with you, Oscar. Since we have just double checking with you, Beth, it's okay for us to finish the video to be submitted by August 22nd, or we need to finish the video by July.
It sounds like all final deliverables by August 22nd. So then that would be the video as well, is my understanding.
Okay, Oscar, so we still have a couple of more days, but I know you were very optimistic about us having the content for this week. Would you like to say something? ¿Gustaría de decir algo? Porfa.
Would you like to add something, Oscar?
Sí, vale. Bueno, primero, esta vez sí les pido un poquito de paciencia porque
First, I would like to ask your patience because I have some trips, so I haven't had the time to review the material, but from this weekend onwards, I will start working, and we are going to see how we are going to do it. I'm building that step by step collectively. So next week, we will have a first draft to keep improving it. So if someone is missing with material, please use this week to put all this material available so that we can use it in the edition, so that we have all the inputs ready to make the video.
Pero, ¿los de Marilene? ¿O cuáles audios? Los demás.
We were
Oh,
talking
Marilene.
about some audios. Which audios? The audios from Marilene? We haven't taken the decision who is going to be the narrator, the lead voice. It will be important to decide that points and so that we are able to work concretely on the video. Michelle. We were asking if it was possible to make a test with the kids. Mari, would you like to say something?
Right, I wasn't able to do that with the children because they're shy, so nothing comes out of it. I can try, I can still try once again, but the first time around didn't work.
Oscar, ¿y tu hija, por ejemplo, que ha trabajado en esos procesos,
Oscar, your daughter who has worked already in this
podría ser, ¿no?
type of materials?
Sí, yo también lo podría grabar en español con uno de los niños de acá.
Yes, I could record it with one of the kids here in Spanish or one of the kids of this community.
Entonces ya su voz es un poquito, pero igual lo podemos probar.
We can have a try
¿Cuál de todos
and we decide what is the best
Entonces, me
option.
gustaría mucho que hubiera sido como en guaraní, pero igual también se
I
entiende
would have loved
que
that to
un
have
proceso
that material in Guarani,
para que tampoco
but
forzar a los niños, ¿cierto?
we are not going to force the kids into something they don't want to do.
Podemos hacer acá, acá se
So
puede hacer.
here we don't have any problem. They all want to do it.
Muy
So
bueno, creo que sí. Todas las organizaciones tuvieron el tiempo de grabar.
all
Yo
organizations had the
he
time
preguntado a Sole
to
también
add
si
material.
pudiera como traer un poco de insight share como una de las organizaciones.
I also asked Soli if she could share something of her company Inside Share.
Proyecto para otros fondos.
If we could do like a drawing for other funding resources.
La condición de tener un proyecto escrito sobre la cooperación y colaboración.
Perhaps highlighting the cooperation of our projects with the objective of education for kids. Perhaps we exceed the limit of the video. But if everyone agrees, we can also ask Inside Share to participate in this video. Oscar, you please tell me what should I do? Or if I have to add something different of 10 seconds length or something. We have the script. We gives a structure to our video. That's our point to get started. So I invite you to review it. But I don't see any problem with your participation with Inside Share. So it's about 30 seconds for each organization and process. So there is some clear indications, so I invite you to review that, because 10 seconds is just far too short. And for when should I have that done? This week? Yes, this week, says Oscar. Saturday. Because Saturday afternoon I start to review the material that I have available, says Oscar.
Hola, Oscar. Yo puse
Oscar,
tres contenidos de
I added 3
One Earth Conservation,
contents:
Community
One Earth Conservation, the Toy School, another organization,
trabajo de Terry, de Community Conservation, pero
to
con Adrian, de Community Conservation también.
it's a material from Terry and Adrian from Community Conservation.
Hay dos personas de Community Conservation.
Community Conservation have 2 people talking,
Y Adrian han hablado
Terry and Adrian.
este respecto, pero hay acá un material muy rico de ambos. De
And this material is very rich.
Helen de Coy School. Y
I also have material from co-school, Helen,
tenemos más
to add.
para trabajar juntos. Sí.
So we have more material to work on. There is no problem. The only problem is that the video will get longer. Because if we make it too short, it's not going to be clear the content. because it won't be the possibility to communicate the process, because we are processes. So we are going to make this first draft, and we all like check it and decide what to take off or add, as we worked on the last occasion, to work collectively in the same pattern.
Solo estamos como siguiendo su sugerencia de tener un video muy corto, ¿sí? Entonces, esto es lo mismo, esto es nuestro
Solely, we are just following your
gustaría compartir
recommendation to have a
un
short
video
video.
de 7 minutos o cosas
We
así.
thought initially of a video of about 7-10 minutes. I don't think it's bad. It depends to whom you want to reach. Some people, a video of 7 minutes is good to spread in an email list, in events, but it's not something that you can hang on Instagram, for example. It's adequate, for example, to look for fans. In Instagram, you will have to put a photograph and an invitation to see it in another page, for example. Oscar is right. The idea is to get a balance, because less is then makes it ununderstandable, the content. So I think it's good. So also remember, you also have the reference of the other videos, the one you did yesterday, the love video. So yeah, it's important to check first and see what you would like to emphasize. We are doing a summary of the project, but we also target funders with this video. So I think we're doing right, says Michelle. When we finish this project, like around August 22, we will have the time to work with the designers of web designers to make this, to consolidate all the material we are going to submit it to consolidate also for us, not only for TW Charity Foundation, but also for our organizations, so that we can use this material for our organizations. How to share the work we are doing with our communities. And having this resort of communicating that material on internet, for example, because it could be a tool to look for new fonts and to present what we have done and we keep doing. It's okay? I'm looking for Oscar. I'm not sure if you are sharing in this carpet. We have material, community conservation material, Collapsol material, La Jungla. I don't know if Oscar has direct access to this material or... I also added here some videos of Prosocial. So if Mateus and Marilene can upload material here, will be great. Or the Syntropic Collective as well. I think Oscar managed perfectly this technique to do very nice videos, and perhaps we also can think of doing the second version of our video in Barichara.
Sí, cuando se comparte a través de
When we
Drive,
share through Drive,
creo que Marilén me explicaba que había tenido unos problemas para cargar
well, Marileni told me she had some problems to upload the files
email y las cuentas ya están
because of the limited spaces you have there.
eso no lo deja subir. Pero es importante
But it's important to bear in mind
se haga ojalá a través del Drive
that you
conserva la
you
calidad del
share the material through the Drive because we preserve the quality of the material.
sí, mucha resolución, mucha calidad.
Because in using other channels, we lose resolution.
Se ve bien, pero ya cuando se va a ampliar, pues empieza
Because on the mobiles, you see everything good. But if we amplify the material in other platforms, we are going to see the quality deficient if we use other channels. So it will be advisable and a recommendation to all of us to leave the material on the Drive file. Just to give an idea, if some people have problems with the space, you can just inform Oscar, please, I have uploaded the video and you have 48 hours to upload the material, and so that he can then download the material and free the space. And like that, we can use rationally the Google space.
Y la otra opción,
Marilene and Michelle are arranging to upload material. The other option we used last year, says Sole, is to use another transfer platform like WeTransfer.com. The only thing there is that this sharing material is just for a limited period of time. I think it's a very good option, Oscar says, because I would receive the message from WeTransfer and I can download the material in good quality version. Here on the platform, though, in the Google Drive, we see everything very organized. I'm just giving options, says solely for like Mari or just to transfer good quality material. WeTransfer is for free. You can transfer for free.
as a kind of data management purpose, all the files, because you need them for the project, for Prosocial, then you need to download them as well and create that Google Drive folder yourselves. But with WeTransfer, at least people can send things to Oscar without being in low quality like WhatsApp.
Or if anyone would like to send me the WeTransfer or Oscar, we can download it and post it in the Google Drive. Or I can ask even like, because I think this Google Drive it's for socials, I think. I'm not sure. So I'm just sharing here what Soleil and Oscar just had mentioned. This is the website of WeTransfer. You just accept and then you agree. And then here you put the email. For example, you put Oscar's email or my email, your email, title, and message. And then you just upload the video here. And then when you upload the video, just put transfer, and then we just have a time to download. But this whole process is free. And so you can just use it, and then we can upload the video in our Google Drive. Oscar, would you like to receive those, and then you can have an idea or what is being sent?
They can put both emails. So
Okay.
Oscar downloads it to do the post-production, but then if you need to upload it somewhere else for Prosocial, you can also download.
Perfect.
That's how we normally do.
So I'm gonna share my Gmail email. I think it's easier. And Oscar, if you could send your email here too. So in the chat. Okay. Aquí. Mi correo, Oscar Velázquez. It's all here.
Ahí
Perfect.
Lorenzo tenía una pregunta. Ahí Oscar te puede decir lo que él piensa, pero por lo que yo entendí, sí, lo que él estaba explicando es más bien que hay gente que no tiene capacidad en su Google Drive.
We were just checking if alternatives to share the material, not only in the Google Drive, and that's why we were talking about transfers, says Sole.
Vale, entonces, collaborative, our video is all set? Everything is okay? We just need to upload our videos by this Friday. Okay? All right. Next one. Next topic. So we're gonna have the video, and thinking that all the collective video we have, this is gonna be all used in the share results. Payments, we are gonna be working on that too. We have the Barichara journey. Ceci, would you like to say something about what we thought last week about the Barichara experience?
Ok. Bueno, ¿qué día, Michelle? Fue que trabajamos, que hicimos, que
We were working with Michelle, and the universe conspired with us. Michelle and I, we worked together because nobody else could come. We started to work on the agenda of what we are going to do in Barichara. Michelle is going to share the screen. Let's share this one in general terms to share our ideas. We thought on how it would be the best way to distribute time. Here we have an issue, is that we have to take advantage of the mornings which are fresh, because the day, as the day advances, it gets hotter. On the first day, we'll be welcoming people from all different places, because it's difficult to concrete the arrival in one single time of people coming from different places of the world. In the final trip from they will have a final trip from Bogota to Barichara. The idea is after 6:30 everybody has arrived. We are going to have this first moment to meet with a dinner and a ceremony, a welcome and ceremony in the territory. We haven't decided yet what type of ceremony. Perhaps an important ceremony that connects us with the territory, but is still to be defined. The day after, in the morning, we are going to make the first immersion experience and connection experience. In the mornings, we are going to visit guided visits in the territory. We are going to visit the Syntropic orchard. And it will be a place to reconnect with the territory, with the soil in Barichara. We are going to show you what is going on. And we are going to get in touch with our territory and to relate more intensively with the territory in Barichara through observation. We will have a break, and then we will have a reflection time, about what we are doing, about what we hear from each other. Oscar says that he would like to plant a tree. Oscar is going to sort out the seeds for the tree. Yes, I will. Yes, we can plant it here on my plot, and I will take care of it. And after that first morning that we meet and reconnect with the territory, and we thought that perhaps we are going to leave the afternoons to do our work of connection. What do you do, what I do, and how we connect. This space, we are going to be more limited to focus on those subjects. Then we will have a dinner. Michelle wants to cook, and she's going to make some empanadas for everyone. Here, there are some indications and recommendations to work here, general recommendations. On the second day, what is the idea? Is to visit a foundation called Mujer y Vida that focuses on transformation. It's a project of women, farmers, that take plants and transform them to make out of those plants essence or other products. I have a question, says Oscar. Can we do something on the spot? To do something on the spot, like to do a product collectively? My idea is if we can learn by doing, not theoretically. Yes, I think that's just perfect. We can just arrange with Somara and Emilce, because Oscar's wife also makes part of that collective, to learn by doing. After that, in the second day, we thought with Michelle, but of course we have to go to think with you. It would be to have like a carry-on lunch. And then in the afternoon, we could do something in a collective action in Ojo de Agua, the theater of Oscar's theater on the countryside. What we will do? We need to get down to concrete what we are going to do with Mujer y Vida, with Ojo de Agua. We just make the general draw to do like observation originally, which was originally, for example, for Mujer y Vida only for 1 hour. But we can arrange that with the times. Well, we have to take into account that if we are going to make an essence, the idea is that Liga and La Jungla can do a process with the kids in Fundación Ojo de Agua as well. So we need to tune that up. I just wanted to add that if you want to do a video in the trip, you can also think about a role for a group of kids who is already working with Oscar, are working with Oscar with Ojo de Agua, and that they do the reporting, the kids of Ojo de Agua, so that you are not, so that the kids are the one in charge of filming, not you. And perhaps they can interview yourself or comment what you do. It's just to have a comment of what you are doing from another point of view. It's just an idea that I would like to add to your options. But the idea is that you give the opportunity to the kids to present how do they perceive your trip. The only thing is that we need to integrate that with the process here in Ojo de Agua. Because we have to deal with permissions with the kids. So in order to avoid asking for permission, for example, in the morning with the kids, we can assume that in the mornings and the kids can do it in the afternoon. It could be also like dividing the work into teams. That perhaps in the morning, a youngster who is free and can work as do a voluntary job to film or organize things in a way that is divided as well and makeable. Since you are thinking so much on your own process and sharing that, so it would be nice that you don't have the burden of thinking also on filming. I think it's a very good idea, as I say, that youngsters do the filming. Michelle, I got lost. Where are we? Okay. The second day.
La intimidad es una cosa increíble. 2 horas, 3 horas dibujando con Ceci, está como así. No me da
we were just working like for 2 or 3 hours doing this proposal. This collective effort that we are going to do in Ojo de Agua, it's important that we think how we can integrate kids. And we are going to be there for 3 hours. And afterwards, and we thought that perhaps afterwards, in the dinner, after the dinner, we could see to see the documentary with the cocktails, a traditional beverage from here. And we would have the chance to see a very moving documentary, which is called La Paz Anónima. I think we had the opportunity to see that film, that documentary on the last journey of Prosocial. Yeah, but I think everyone on this planet should have seen this documentary, says Sole. Well, the idea is to see that documentary in the evening after dinner with cocktails on the second day. On the third day, please, Michelle, let me read. What are we going to do? We are going to talk about the organizations we take part in the second journey of apprenticeship of Prosocial. We are going to visit Casa Común, which is a space of a collective effort with various producers in Barichara with circular economy. We are going to see very interesting processes that happen there, transactions which are not based solely on the exchange of money, goods, but also with other patterns of exchange. And after that, after visiting Casa Común, we are going to visit a park which is called Bioparque Moncore, which is part of the green surroundings of Barichara. And this project is led by two women who managed to stop an urbanization who was actually planned on that part of the town. And they were very strong about it, saying, no, we need to preserve these green areas. And so the Bioparque stands as a green plot in Barichara. We are going to see, we are going to make a reflection after these two experiences. We were going to have lunch. And then we are going to share among us in our private space, what are we doing, towards which aim are we going? And we thought we are going to do like a fire. And the next day, we thought of working with teachers and kids. We need your assistance of having the presence of the teachers working with kids in the morning. No, in the morning is just fine. Because in the morning we only need to arrange how many children are going to take part, and I can talk with the director of the schools here, so the teachers of different rural areas and the town of Barichara can come. So we need just to fix how many people do we need, the logistics, and I can arrange that with the schools and the kids. Afterwards, we have lunch. And in the afternoon, again, a space of reflection for us, just to tune in all the conversations we have had. And we close with a dinner. The day after, we have a breakfast and a round of apprenticeship on collective governance. And two organizations are going to visit us, Territoria and Shift the Power, to talk about collective governance in the territories, and so that we all can learn about it. And finally, we will have again our space, a space of celebration in this very last day, and a dinner, and the day after we start returning to our places of origin. There are many ways to arrive to Barichara: through Bogota, from Bucaramanga, which is the regional capital, but Bogota, Barichara takes, in theory, 3 hours, but it can take up to 5 hours. And it may take a bit longer. So we suggest to all of you that you arrive to Bogota. Marilene has a question. Yes, Marilene, we are going to do something. It's just this is only the first draft. We wanted to ask you, how would you like to participate? We can book these spiritual spaces because you have such a power on that. You are so strong in that field that I feel very moved all the time by your sharings, Marilene. So we didn't want to impose on you something, but we acknowledge that you have a very powerful contribution. So where do you think you can contribute the best? I think you can fit anywhere you choose in this program, but it's up to you to decide where you are going to contribute and what would you like to do.
This is one of the things we talked about, Mari, right? Actually, you have the possibility of doing things in all the spaces as you wish, since chanting and other things, and for the teachers, and to bring wisdom for this talk with the women working on healing. You can also do a prayer in the opening night, because we want it to be a ceremony to honor the ancestors. So there's a lot of things. The same thing like Collapso, like what can we do? We can do a lot of things. We can do facilitation. We can think about how we're going to talk and to do the facilitation together with the ideas that Lorenza brought about the youth theory, to do a sociocracy in the afternoons. So we have a lot of options. We only put here the spaces that Oscar needs to invite. Yes, we are in the forest, in the park. We're going to be in a lot of places. But here we wanted to close, for example, in the case of Diga and Lorenza, La Jungla, those are things that are very specific with young people and teenagers and teachers. And then you need to have the schools involved, and teachers need to be invited so that we can do that. In our case, we can do a lot of things. Processi as well, right? We're going to go to the garden, to the vegetable garden. And then how can we transform things? Oh, it's not just the garden for us to get to know the project, but it's part of the journey that Lorenza mentioned about the needs for self-care, our reflection, how we can connect to the earth, we can understand where we are. So there are other things that can be facilitated that Lottie can bring, and then you can bring, and then Wilson, Marcelo, and I, Oscar, Sassy, Beth. So everyone can bring the experiences of what can come from all of these steps, okay? Just a bit. Wilson is here beside me, and he'd like to ask a question. It's a lot of things, right? You said a lot of things. Yeah, it's a lot of things for not a lot of time, but we will do that, right? We're looking here, and it's a lot of things. And it's something new for us, right? It's the first time that we will leave our homes, the village, to be with you in this different moment. Well, not different, but it's not what we used to do. It's not how we live, to go to another place and to get to know new people. It's in the same planet. It's the same that Nyanderu God created. But it's another system, right? And of course, we believe that we need to put effort and get ready to do that and to be there. It's something that, it's not different, but it's different from what we're used to do. We don't travel a lot, especially not outside of Brazil. So it's something very new to us, you know, and we're very happy to have this opportunity for us to be able to take this tradition, our culture, the way we live, the way we are, in a certain way, we're taking our legacy there. So a question that I'd like to ask is, because afterwards, I think Michelle is going to say, he's concerned because he wants to take his guitar there. Because our guitar, you know, we use the guitar, but it's with 5 strings, and the strings are different from your strings. The tuning is different, and he's concerned with how is he going to take his guitar there? Well, even if I'm not able to take it there, but you know, I mean, it's a great honor to be there and to live that moment there, because it's unique in our lives to be able to sing and chant there and to leave something. It's a gift to be there at that place. So each step there, may the seed, which is us, it's going to be a Guarani seed, and may this seed flourish and bear fruit in these places that we're going to be. So this is my purpose in terms of taking this seed from an indigenous people that was forgotten. And I'm not going to leave without my pentagai. If I can take it as well, can I take it? But we can talk later. That's it. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you for your questions. It's going to be very special. And we can answer you and talk about the logistics of it all and how we can take the guitar and what we can do. We're going to organize ourselves for that. And Pitangua as well, I think you can also take there. We have to look at the tobacco issue because maybe there's a greater challenge. But if things can be done there, I don't know how things are there, but we can also look into that. But I'm very happy that you're going to join us there. Ceci?
Estamos en la tierra del tabaco, no se preocupen.
Yo
Aquí hay
sé.
tabaco para todos los
We are in the land of tobacco. Here we have tobacco.
Algo para Mari, porque que no lo nombraron en todas las opciones que le dieron.
No,
Mari.
espérate. Sí.
Mari es la
perdón.
única que viene haciendo video participativo con sus niños.
Mari is the only one who has been doing participatory video with kids. So she can also bring to Barichara if she wants any video that she would have done with the kids and share it in the event of Barichara. Because she's advancing that, doing the participatory video with the kids. Just bearing in mind the project that you are going to develop next year. I thought of Marilyn in all the stages. I would just be so much in deep connection if they can do a special ceremony to connect with this territory. And I know that Oscar shares my opinion. We would love to count with their spiritual company. She fits all over the place in this program. Mari is for us like the centering power. It will, and I think the starting of the day should be always with Mari, because she always brings us to the present. It's not that she's not present in this process, but she's present in all stages of this first draft. Sorry if I didn't put your name explicitly because I conceived you in all stages of this process.
No, it's all right. It's just because Wilson was concerned with taking his guitar there and to prepare what we had to do there, you know? And it's funny because I used to do all those things. I was the one who was concerned with what we were going to do. And he used to say, oh, relax, it's all right. Yanderu, God is guiding us. And now it's the opposite. I mean, he's the one concerned with taking things. I'm like, oh, no, everything's going to work all right. It's the first time that a cannibal Indian is leaving the village, as he said. So that's why. It's going to be okay, Wilson. You'll see. It's going to be wonderful.
Okay, guys. I know we have that. Setsi, would you like to add anything else related to this? I think this is an amazing. Bye, Beth. I know you need to go. Thank you so much for coming. And we're going to set up a time so we can go after the funds after. Thank you. See you. Have a